All right, so we'll get rocking and rolling right now. We'll let other people kind of come in. It is recorded, so you'll be able to get access to it after the fact, which is awesome. So thank you, everybody, for popping in here right now. And thanks to Diego and Raquel from Premium Realty for putting this on. So this will be our last training for today. Really, I hope that in the 4 hours of coaching that we've been doing, that you really got a deep sense and understanding of, why I'm, number one, why I promote, and number two, why it's so important to do so. And the reason really being is just number one, kind of as a recap before we go in and talk about YouTube and we talk about Instagram today. It comes from, what is the purpose of it? What is the intention of it? How are you building your credibility? That's what each of these platforms do. And I believe that you guys got that kit that I sent over to you. So the point of that was to make sure that you are able to identify an audience, a customer, a client, using your objections that you get in marketing, all that data and all that information, so that you're able to, really, the primary feature of that is to ensure that when you create content, that you can actually go and communicate appropriately to the people that are there, right? So people on LinkedIn are different, people on YouTube are different, people on Twitter are different. I mean, I know we talked about the whole Twitter thing that happened for me the other day, but I mean, the whole point of that is just, I know my audience. I know what they want, and I know how to communicate to them. And I do more than just talk about my products and services. I make sure that I hit, every single angle that I can that will, get somebody to engage with me, because that's the main point right now, is I want people to engage. Number two is that because of what's going on, and I said, don't really address what's happening, but because of what's going on right now, everything that it's more than just value. It's more than just I'm adding value. What this is really about when it comes to promotion is, what tactical strategies can you give me today that I can utilize in my business, or as an individual person, or as a salesperson, right? So you don't have to always sell the product and service. You can sell your knowledge, and you can promote your knowledge. And so Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and YouTube and all that, they provide that avenue. Now, why I save YouTube and Instagram for the end is because they're really awesome platforms. Whenever anybody moves to other platforms, I tend to stay put on all the other ones. Like I don't value one over another. I use them all appropriately because each audience is going to be different. But really, priority number one is, when I communicate, am I communicating and taking responsibility for that person on the other side of that communication, and saying, how is that going to be taken? As a recap, are they going to be educated? Are they going to be confused? Are they going to have a path out? Are they going to have a way to do business with me? What's the other side of that coin that I'm going to be providing for these individuals? So that's priority number one. And that's what I wanted to recap with you guys before as our last call for today. So the point of that is really just make sure, number one, that you take responsibility for both sides of that communication there, because this is not, oh, I just posted and somebody's going to respond to me. No, I'm posting with an intention. So I call it intention-based promotion. What is the purpose behind what I'm going to say to you? Do I want you to talk to me, or do I want you to learn something today? And that's priority number one. When I get that clear, then everything else works and leads come in. I mean, we did Wednesday, I did a demo on LinkedIn, and I literally put the post up. The guy commented on the post. I direct messaged him, told him thank you, got a lead out of that. Now we have a deal. Like, that's it. That's how I scaled my entire company, and that's how I continue to scale my company. I spend very, very little on actual advertising dollars. And if you recall, building the promotion first was priority number one before we moved to advertising, which is the mechanical spend of money on that promotion to get it to be seen more. Big distinction between what promotion and advertising actually is there. So when you've gone through the process of building out who you really are as an individual, what you stand for, all the areas you can communicate about, and everything that you know about, and you do that consistently at the beginning, maybe for 2 to 3 weeks, and get that moving, the next thing to do is to take $500, $700, $2,000, $20,000 and put money behind that. That's the time when you do it. The wrong thing is to go ahead of yourself and create something and then advertise. You want to create all the content first, get that brand solidified for yourself, and then spend the money on it, right? Now, we've gone over Facebook advertising and boosting, and there's a recording on that you should go back and train on and make sure that you are fully had it on and understand, especially now. And I told you that pricing for advertising is very, very low as compared to normal, mostly because there's just so much traffic on those platforms right now. So you can utilize that to your advantage. Number two is that we've talked about LinkedIn, and we've talked about, setting up content on your own that you can utilize and work with, and then also a little bit of Instagram. So today we're going to focus on YouTube right now and how I use YouTube and the benefits of YouTube and where that really comes into play for me, right? So YouTube for me is like, it will always forever remain the probably my top one. And it's going to remain my top one for two reasons. It's because two things happen with YouTube that I absolutely love. And the first thing that tends to happen with it is that everything that you post on this platform becomes indexed by Google, which we've talked about a little bit. But I'm going to show you how to create content on YouTube right now that people are actually searching for, and the content that you should create as a correlation to that. Now, I've customized mine as many different ways as I can. I don't have a huge number of subscribers, but I get leads from this, which works. Instagram is my number one, which we're going to end off with today, but I want to go through YouTube. And very first, we talked about this briefly, but when I'm looking for topics, or if I don't know what to talk about, I will go to this. I will go to the search bar up here, and I'll type in what it is that I want to look for, right? So if I want to learn about mortgage rates, if I type the word mortgage in, this is everything that everybody's searching for when it comes to social media and YouTube. Why? Because this is indexed by Google. So this is also pulling up what is happening on Google. And I use this frequently because if I want to make sure that my stuff gets posted to the front page of those search engines, right? And I'm going to give you guys a resource that you can use as well to find keywords, which is just words that people are looking for. But if I look at mortgage rates right now, and I go through this, whoever bestmortgageanswers.com is, he is number one. He has 273 views. So if that guy can get look at this guy. Will mortgage rates hit 0%? Dan has 808 views 2 days ago. Here's this guy again. Here's this girl 1 day ago. Okay, she's got a good following. Mortgage, CBS 19 only has 69 views. This guy is dominating right now. And he doesn't have a lot of views on his posts. So there's no reason why you in your space as a real estate agent, or if you're doing something like this to get mortgages, you should be putting content up here, because this is free real estate on YouTube. And this real estate never goes away. 2 days ago, 1 week ago, 1 week ago, 4 days ago, 139 views from Canadian Mortgage Channel. This one's 2 months ago, 6 months ago, 3 days ago. Like, people are on the bandwagon here. And they don't have a lot of views. Like, they're not dramatic. This one's from 8 years ago, and it has 188,000 views. Now, my question to you is do you think that this video applies to today from 8 years ago? I don't think so. I think everything in that video is probably wrong, outdated, and underutilized. Maybe there's some basic terminology in there that applies, but as of April 10th, 2020, I don't think that data is relevant. So all of you in your respected spaces need to search for stuff like this and find out, okay, look at Sean, like, mortgage rate update, like this guy, I don't even know, but he's probably going to get traction. He's probably going to get comments. He's probably going to get leads from this. And he's going to keep doing this because he's adding this information in here, right? So remember at the beginning, we gave you that kit and I talked to you about topics. Well, that sets you up for this. And if you're not posting videos on YouTube yourself with your phone, this is not a quality video right here. Let's just look at what he's got. He's in his van. I think he's in a van. He's sitting in his van and he's got a picture behind him. I think this was made on iMovie. And I don't know about the high button thing. I don't think I could pull that off. It's way, way too much. But anyway, look, this guy is here. He was on the front page for search of mortgage rates. The front page. for that search out of a van. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying this to make this guy wrong. Good for him that he's doing this, but what relationship are you doing for yourself? You guys probably dress well. You guys probably have good places, but this guy's beating everybody right now because he did the video. That's the purpose. He's a character, man. I don't even know what he's talking about. But anyway, let's back out. Let's go look at another one here. Like, this is what I do all day. Like, he's on the front page with CNBC. Like, this is incredible. Let's see. This guy just does Zoom. Looks like he's just doing a Zoom thing. And he's talking about markets and all that good stuff. The guy's got a Chinese samurai thing behind him, dude. Like, these people don't care about that, right? So what the purpose of this is to just show you, like, you don't have to have hundreds of millions of subscribers to get on the front page of a search, right? So if we just do real estate, this is what's coming up for New York right now. Let's just look at this. Let's see who we got here. So whoever this chick is, I mean, she's got 10,000 views. How to be a successful real estate agent, Ryan Serhant. I think you guys heard about him. But you could get on the front page with this guy right now and communicate with him and communicate and have people see you, right? So again, look at her. She's got 51 views. How to become a real estate agent in New York. Same thing with Ryan. Like, right next to each other, actually. It's right there. 762 views. 1 year ago. Do you think this data changed in the last year? I'm sure this data changes all the time. And I'm going to show you how you can tag into these people's feeds and how you can show up on YouTube. But again, I'm doing this to prove a point. If you type in the appropriate and title your videos appropriately, it works. All right, good. So let's go through the process now of uploading a video, which I'm sure you guys know, but we'll go into some of the tricks that I use. So you click up here, you do upload video, and I'm going to snag one of my videos from my library that I'm going to promote today. And let's see what we got here. We're going to go to content. We'll go to March, and we want to do, let's do, let's do the truth about competition. Right? So I uploaded the video, and now I'm going to go in here. I'm going to type in the truth about competition. If I could spell, it'd be great. Competition in marketing. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, copy it, drop this down, and put that title right in the first line of the post. I do that because, again, this also helps with the ranking on the front page. I'll go over all of this, but I would recommend that you write a bio of yourself, any links to any landing pages that you want, and any links to your social media feeds, and I'll show you why. And I'll show you how to do this quickly. I'm going to upload a thumbnail, which I'm not going to do right now for the sake of this, but I'm also going to add it to a playlist, and I'll put it into my promotion and production playlists. So you should create playlists on your channel. I'll select no, it's not made for kids. Here's where it gets interesting. More options, right? So what we've got here is we've got our tags. And what I do is I tag people like Grant, like Gary, like Ty, Yahoo, business, promotion, markets, money, entertainment. I don't know why I put guns in there, what I was thinking about. But finance, career, you know, and then I can take some out and I can change. So I can write competition. I could write business, questions. I would even go so far as to write in the stuff on that front page, like real estate in New York, real estate agents, New York. All these tags get you connected. You could write Ryan Serhant in here, put his name in here. So now whenever anybody looks at his content, up pops you, right? So this is free marketing. It's a free way to do this. It does work, and it does get your views up and gets people to see your content in there. Below, we have all this stuff. It's not very important. We won't go into that, but the tags right here, super critical. And you can tag other big people in there so you inject into their space, which is awesome. Now, with that being said, we're going to go to next, and then I'm going to add what's called an end screen. You used to be able to add links to outside pages. You can't do that anymore. You can only keep it within YouTube. So I usually add this one on the right. It's a subscribe feature, and then it gives a video that is related in my channel for other people to view. So at the end, people will come up and they'll see all that stuff. But I want these two added. I'll click save, and then we'll click next, and then I'll make sure it's on public. I can also schedule videos if I want, and then I'll click publish, and that's it. So my video is uploaded with all those tags, and then I can take this and put this on YouTube. I could put, not YouTube, I could put this on LinkedIn. I could put this on Facebook. I could put this on Twitter. I could do an Instagram story with a swipe up and say new content. Some of you that follow me see me do that. This is what I'm doing all day, right? But I get that content, you know, I get it going, and I get it out there, which is incredible, right? So here's the other side. Wow, I got some haters. This is exciting. Anyway, so the next step is to take a look at settings, and I want you to take attention on this. And if you come here to settings on the bottom left, you have upload defaults. So instead of having to write tags in every single time, you can just automate your tags and have them go up in the video automatically. So every time that you upload, this will auto-populate. That bio that I told you about with all the links, here it is right here. It's automatically added to the post. It's done. And then I always put you always want to put your name after your title every single time, right after it. All right? Make sure that this is set up, that this is ready to go, and then you're done. Other things you can do, like I went through and I put every single curse word in the frickin' planet in my community section to block, because I don't want negative comments on here. I can also connect my channel to specific keywords that I can use. So when people search for people, my channel comes up with them. And then you can also specify your branding and all that stuff. Everything that's in here just maximizes your ability to promote more effectively and better, and to find your searching, your search, to have you come up in the search more effectively. Second thing that works really well with tags, and a buddy of mine showed me this and I've started using it, so I wanted to share this resource with you guys now, is this website called Answer the Public. So you could come in here and type in real estate. Got to thank George for showing this to me. I'm sharing it with everybody because it's awesome. If I type in real estate agent or real estate and I click search, it's going to give me a graph of every keyword and question that will come up. So I could just make content on all of these. Which real estate agent, which real estate broker should I work for? Which real estate company is the best to work for? This is what people are looking for right here, right? So I'm going to copy this. I'll drop this in here for you guys. Just a good resource to have for you. But again, you can buy the pro version. But again, I use this in all my content. It's really good. It's a great way to do this. It's a great. I mean, I did thorough research on this. That's why I'm sharing it with you. But it's something that you can utilize to get your posts seen more on YouTube, which is what we want. We want that to happen. We want that to show up. We want that to get in there, right? So all of these, real estate versus rentals, like all of that stuff can be added to the titles of your videos here. And that's where I get a lot of titles from. Let me see what happened here. I'm curious. I haven't looked at this video since I put it up yesterday. Wow, man, the nerve, 2 dislikes. Ooh, my world's going to end. Anyway, I want my haters. When you get dislikes, it promotes just as much as likes, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, point of the matter is here you go. So you want to get your profile in, get all your social media links in there, any other important blog posts. Now, what I recommend people to do is to create a video and then write an article about the video and then embed the video in an article, like on Medium or on LinkedIn, and just cross-promote, cross-pollinate all your content with this data and information. The reason why we do that is because it just amplifies the ability for your content to be seen. Again, you want to keep yourself out there as frequently as possible. And number 2, make all these platforms interconnect together, which is why we do this, right? So get your titles in, get your tags in, put thumbnails on it. People respond best to thumbnails. I'll go back and put a thumbnail on that video later. I mean, some people say like you can do the big thumbnails with the big text and the big writing. You don't have to. I just do pictures and images. It is what it is, and we take it from there. Then you can take these links and you can share it across all of the platforms. It does have subtitles if you want to do that, but it's not necessarily required. It will automatically generate it for you. Your channel should also have, if we go back to our channel, and I've got a bunch of playlists here that you can customize, but you customize your channel here, and you want to set up and make sure that you have a for returning subscribers video. So this is something that people see, and then you have for new visitors here, of which something that when people come to your channel, this is the first video that you want to have up there. So if you want an introductory video or something along those lines, you can add that here, and then you're good to go. You can also add sections and playlists and all that good stuff, and then you're able to create a very pleasing front page. The thing I want you to also check out is the About section. Make sure you have a good About section here that's described and listed on everything that you're doing. Put your email in there. Actually, I'm going to change that right now to my business email. And then down here, you want to add all your social links because they show up in the header up there. So LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all of the according ones. Just make it easier for people to connect with you and utilize, right? So just doing what I just showed you, people will start to comment and say, oh my God, like I love the free content you're giving out. I love the value you're giving out. Again, it's not about the numbers. People make it about the numbers, but it's not. Like you can get deals just from doing this content. That's it. You can get deals from just being consistent. Like I do one post every other day on YouTube right now. I recommend that because I let them kind of sit and marinate. So one every other day. If I do one in the morning and I do one at night, it kind of jacks up the whole situation. So I don't want to do that particularly, but I definitely want to make sure that I'm at least getting something once every other day. And then I take one day and shoot it. And then I take this content and then I put it up on Facebook. I put it up across the board. And then we get it, I get it out to the right people. But customizing your channel, adding those tags, putting in the bios, putting in the links, putting the upload defaults into the system and making sure that this is good to go is a step in the best direction possible. And that will show up when people search for things. So use this to your advantage. Use it to your advantage, right? So you got all that stuff that's coming up right now for brokers, right? So look at this, real estate broker versus agent versus realtor. Like all of this stuff is amazing content that you can go in and create on, put that in the title, put that in the first line of the video of the description, and then you're going to pop up and show up here. Like it's just absolutely incredible. And then you're able to work with that. Now, with that being said, you can set up YouTube ads and do all that good stuff if you want to. You don't necessarily have to, but primarily and priority one is to get this channel up and running and using the strategy that I just showed you on how to create content and talk to people. It just supplements and it's good for Google. And if you embed it in blog posts, if you embed it in LinkedIn posts, if you embed it in Medium articles, you're off and running far ahead of every single piece of competition. Again, now let's go back to what I've said before. If somebody goes and Googles, would you like to see a guy that's got 30,000 subscribers and have 4 videos? Or would you rather look at somebody that maybe doesn't have 30,000, but they have a plethora of content? I'm going to go with the guy that has a plethora of content because he's open, he's got nothing to hide, and he's willing to communicate, which is the primary function of social media, which is willing to communicate and get people to communicate back with you. So if I allow this and I continue to keep this going, this just puts me in a great position to have people talk with me, which is what I want, right? So that's the game of YouTube. And the purpose of YouTube is 1, to be searched by Google, 2, to control your reputation. You can control your reputation with Google by putting a lot of content out like this and tagging your name. You can also control your credibility. You can handle objections here. It's a safe place to communicate from. You can get rid of, there's a lot of protection on here to get rid of trolls and haters and all that stuff. And I love it. Again, it's one of the better platforms that never changes. It's not that subjected to algorithms. It stays the same. The cosmetic outside of it might change and the way that you upload and write things might change. But the truth of the matter is that the actual functionality and the uploading and all that doesn't change, right? So what I also do, some of you might be subscribed, might be a client of mine, and I send out these videos in my email list. I don't ask people to buy anything. I don't ask anybody to do anything more other than, hey, here's a piece of content I want you to check out. Take a look at it, watch it, and let's go. That's it. All we're doing here is making sure, that we're getting into communication with people. And I love this platform because it doesn't change, right? So with that being said, you guys can post questions about YouTube as we move on. I'm going to jump over to Instagram right now. What we're going to talk about and the way that we're going to do this, let me just get this set up for you. So it's a little bit of a, let me switch over to my account. Not now. Let me get out of here and go to my page. Okay, I got to figure out a way to get that to show, but I'll just explain it to you. So I'm sure the majority of you have Instagram right now, but let me see if I can log in because it's not letting me do this. I apologize. So now Instagram is a lovely platform. It's it's the strangest of all the platforms because things change and it's just odd, right? So some things are very direct and some things are not, but really the purpose of what I use Instagram for is, one, to do heavy branding very quickly up front. And then number two is I bang the hell out of my Instagram stories. Sorry, I'm trying to log in. There we go. Now we're getting in. So the purpose of why I do this, let me go over to my page and we'll update this password and I'll show you my page. It's a little bit different on mobile. Share. Okay, good. So I keep my descriptions at the top very straightforward and simple. You want to just tell people what you are, any accolades you have connected to you, what you do, where you're located, and the link to your website. Now you could do fancy stuff with this, but I keep it very straightforward. Now, what I'm doing with this content is I alternate, right? So I do a picture, a video, picture, video, picture. Today, I'm doing a video. Actually, I'm doing a picture today, but normally I do the picture video thing. Now, how I orchestrate this is you can see that it comes down to tactical and information that I can utilize today. And I only do 1 or 2 hashtags to begin with. I don't kill people with hashtags. Some people feel the need that they have to add 5 to 10 hashtags. You don't. You only need 2 really relevant hashtags to make this work for you, right? The trick about Instagram is to be consistent, right? So the trick, by consistent, I mean once every other day on the wall, right? So I do, let's see, I think this was posted on Wednesday. I'm going to post again today. I won't post on the weekend on the wall. They don't work as well as they used to, but I'm pretty consistent and I build my brand out and get all this stuff here. Videos can only be about 60 seconds long on Instagram. They can't be anything more than that, unfortunately, but 60 seconds is a lot to be able to get into communication with somebody, right? So the goal of this is, how am I, number one, providing value? So, I mean, like, this is a video that I just did about Las Vegas. I was driving a car, had 12,000 views on it. So it was exciting. This one over here was the promotion under suppressing fire. Got 5,000 views on that video. Now, Instagram's my strongest platform out of all of them. And the reason being is I spent a lot of time building my following on this, which is what I've done. And I've got my stories on here. And those of you that follow me, you'll be able to, you can see all the stories that I do. Once you get above 10,000 followers, you get the swipe up feature, and I can help you with that if you want to get that feature. But the point of the matter is that it allows me to do lead generation right off of Instagram. I can send people to buy my training program on my website. I can recruit people. I can ask people to go watch my YouTube videos. I can send people to articles. I can send people to a Calendly link for appointments. I can send all of the data and info. I can send whatever I want to my heart's desire. I can send them to download a free informational packet. I could send them a lead to sign up a form for an open house. I could send them anywhere I want. But if I don't have the swipe up feature, I can still tell them how to do that on the actual stories itself. But Instagram, again, this is like a visual portfolio resume of yourself. And the more value that you can provide on this platform, the more that you can, yes, we got fancy photos and all that stuff, but really what matters is what's here. This is what matters right there. You don't have to write super long descriptions, but you can write pretty solid, straightforward descriptions with 2 or 3 hashtags on it, and that'll get it seen and that'll get it noticed. There is no algorithm there. I mean, there is an algorithm, but like people saying, oh, I hacked it, I did this, I did that. It's ludicrous, and it's a ploy to get you to buy something. If you just do what I'm doing right now and you get this communication, you can go in and you can boost this promotion, and you could do it yourself and you can get it going. It's very easy and it's very straightforward. Now, the other side of the coin is that my Instagram account is currently set to be a business profile. And you can do that. You can set up your account to be a business profile and switch what kind of account it is. And if you go to on the top right, let me see if I'll show you my screen. Can't do it on desktop, but if you go to the top right, there's those three little lines that are there. If you can see those, you tap that, and then it brings up a secondary menu, which is this menu here. And then from there, you would go into your settings, which would bring up a third page of all this stuff here. And then followed by that, you go down to the one that says account. And at the bottom, it'll say switch to personal account or switch to a creator account. So I'm a business account because I get extra insights. I'm also a public figure. And you get a little bit added benefits by being a public figure and getting it into a business account. But you can also switch it to one of these accounts down here. Point of this is that it tracks and tells me everything that I get as far as insights and information, and I can use that data on posts. So if I pick this post from yesterday that I posted there, at the bottom it says view insights. And I can see how many people it actually reached. It reached about 9,240 people. It gave me about 120 profile visits, and I got about 3,000 likes. I got 25 website clicks out of it, and it just gives me all the data about who I'm reaching. So I did this one time for 30 days, and I found out that collectively between all my social platforms, I'm reaching about 2.5 million people a month between YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook, which is pretty incredible. But the other thing I can do is I can promote. So at the bottom right, this is what you get when you have a business account. You can promote this post individually for more engagement. And there's 3 options that you can choose when you click that promote option, and it says send them to your profile, send them to a website, or do direct messages. Now, this kind of comes back to what we were talking about in regards to Facebook advertising. If you want to grow your following, you could do your profile, and you could select next, and then you would select your audience, which again, you guys should have done the research on and how to do this already. And then you go through there, you could do an automatic audience, which is targeting people like your followers, or you make your own. It will pull from your Facebook ad account as well. And then you just set your budget. If I spend $5 a day, I will, for $30, I can reach up to 12,000 people on Instagram if I promote people to my profile. So for $5 a day, that's how many people I can reach and send to my profile. So if you want to grow, this is a way to do it right here. It's a little bit slower, but it does work. It does get the job done. So in order to do paid promotion on YouTube, you have to have a Google ad account, and you have to set up a Google account and get an advertising account, Raquel, to do that. So we'll go over that probably on another call. But the point of the matter is that priority 1 is it doesn't work without content. So you need to get that content up first to go from there. Now, back to Instagram, what we're focusing on here is making sure that when we go to promote this, we have those 3 options. We've got your website, we've got your profile, and we have direct messages. Right now, direct messages is probably the smartest thing to do if you're looking for sales. If you're trying to get into people, you want to write very compelling, helpful messages. Don't come in from the viewpoint of, I'm trying to sell you something right now. You want to go in and just open up a dialogue. Hey, I saw your information. I want to help you. You know, I came across your profile. I want to learn about what you have going on. That's one of the messages that I use when I reach out to people. And then that usually is a non-threatening, non-confrontational sales message that people will respond to. And then you can use that. What's your opinion on with Google My Business? Will it help with exposure? Yes. I just actually got that filled out and added. And what they're going to do is you apply for that, and then Google will send you a verification code, and that will pop up for you. It does help with exposure. It helps with credibility. It gives you a little bit more credibility on the Google side of things, but it's not like imperative. Like I scaled a high 6-figure business without that. Like you don't need to do that. Now, as far as advertising on Instagram stories, you guys have seen the lives, you've seen those things, but you can post and promote as many times as you want on Instagram stories. And you can connect that to your personal Facebook page or your business page as well. And so you can link your accounts. If you go in here to that same spot and you go to settings and you drop down to account, you can do, where is it? Linked accounts. And you could select Twitter, your Facebook page, Tumblr. I don't know what these other ones are, but I have it linked to my Facebook business page as well. So whatever I post tends to go onto my business page, and then whatever I post in the story will also go to that business page as well. Some of you that follow me have been able to see that I put videos actually in my stories that I've pre-created. So my YouTube content, I'll also put snippets on there. And the way that I do that is you have to airdrop the video to your phone. And how you do that on a Mac, I'm not sure how to do it on a Windows machine, but all I would do, I'll share my screen so you can see this, is that I will just pick a video, click share, airdrop it, let my phone pop up, and then that'll drop into my space here. It declined for some reason. I'm not sure why. It was probably me. All right, so that'll transfer. And then when I go back to my story, which I'll show you here in a second, let me stop sharing my screen. Good, so it's in my camera roll, and I go to my story, and all I gotta do is swipe up, and it brings up all of my content that I have here. So I'll grab the video. Let's see, if I scroll down, I can see all the recent stuff that I've done, but let's just grab that video. Now it's only gonna do 515 times 4. It's only gonna do about 1.5 minutes of the video, but I can add it in and it's already playing. You can also, if you pinch and grab, you could twist the whole thing to the side like I do and make it big and have it pop up and take up the whole screen. You can also write on top of it. You can add stickers on top of it and all that good stuff. But I just want you to know that because you can also add content and multi-purpose the content that you're creating. So basically videos and photos and all that stuff that you add and create can go into the camera roll, and then you can put it up there. So if you have an ad that you've created yourself, or you've added something customarily to your profile, or any content that you get from another person, like a content creator like myself, you can add that up into the stories. Now, if you get swipe up, it does help with that, and then you can send people to full videos on YouTube, and that's how I've grown my YouTube, and that's how I get people to go to my Facebook page. So that's how I specialize my Instagram. It's one post every other day. Don't beat it to death on the wall. Keep the stories. You can pound them as often as you want. You can get creative as often as you want. What I like to do is intermix very serious, practical stuff, and then I do some personalized stuff that I can do as well. Again, Instagram's made me the most money. I think it's resulted in an extra $175,000 in income this year for me, just by doing what I'm telling you I'm doing. And even before that, when I worked for Grant and I sold over there, Instagram brought in probably $500,000 in deals just from that, right? So Instagram's probably, it's up there in my top. If I had to go between one or two, I'd go YouTube, Instagram for me, just because of the way that I can interact with people. And for what I spend on that, you can reach so many people and target those individuals. Now to recap the last 4 trainings, and you guys can post questions in there and all that stuff. Basically, to kind of go back and recap everything that we spoke about. Facebook is where you want to begin. Like if you've never done branding before, if you've never done marketing before, if you've never done promotion before, Facebook is obviously the easiest. It's the easiest to connect with people. It's the easiest to start getting people aligned with you. It's the easiest way to start just getting information out there. Start with one platform. If you haven't done them all, start with one, pick one, master it, move on to the next. With all your posts, let the posts marinate at the beginning. Right? So if you're not getting high engagement on all your posts, it's because you just started. It's going to take some time. Like I've been doing this for years. I mean, Instagram's been around for over 10 years, 12 years. You know what I mean? That kind of a deal, it just takes time to expand with, right? So pick a platform, start building out the platform, get the message correct that you're going to communicate about all the time, and start harping on that and developing that content from there. What platform would you recommend to manage leads through email marketing? Are you asking me what platform to manage leads and be able to email market to them? Or I'm not quite clear what that is. Okay, cool. So, I mean, there's a few out there that you can use. Some of them are really pricey. You've got Salesforce, you've got Infusionsoft, you've got HubSpot, which is it's probably my least favorite one, but it's the most affordable. There's one that I'm actually a partner in. It's called iSales. You can go to isalescrm.com and check that out. It's very automated, integrates with Google Calendar and everything like that. It's revolutionary, even connects you with other training. How is your interaction with your followers, commenting and liking? It's pretty decent. I mean, it could be a little bit higher, but again, the people that comment are the ones that I end up doing business with. I actually get more direct messages than anything else. That's what I really focus on, is direct messaging, because I can actually build a relationship out of that, and I can actually build a sales cycle out of that. Commenting's a little bit kind of hit or miss for me, but liking is very good. I will spend like maybe $2 on posts sometimes to give them a boost on Instagram to reach more people, but it's pretty decent. It's not bad. But I would just watch and comment and interact. Any of these platforms that anybody comments or interacts with you on, always respond back. Always respond back. Always, always, always. I do not use bots. I'm actually doing it both personally, and I have somebody else that helps me actually reach out to people directly to automate my messages. You could spend money on the ads to do that automatically and open up the dialogue and get those leads going. But again, everything that we have been talking about has been there to support your day-to-day sales calls. Everything that we're talking about is to support that, to add to that, to open up the ability to communicate, to open up the lead flow so that you can close more deals. Now, a byproduct of this, good question, Diego, I spend every profitable dollar that I have within reason into building a brand and advertising. It has worked successfully in the past. It has kept me relevant. It helped me become one of the top business leaders by Yahoo Finance. Like, you get noticed. The investment gets you noticed. The work will get you noticed. At the beginning, it's tough because you're like, God, I don't have a lot. But I gotta tell you something. I worked for people that didn't have a lot when they started, and now they're killing it. I've taken Kai in New York. I got a landscaper that I worked with. He didn't even know what Instagram and Facebook was. I taught him everything. And he went from $250,000 a year in income to $2.5 million a year in income in about 8 months, just by doing everything that I've shared with you. And it's not like what I'm sharing with you is like the most advanced technical craziness. Like, this is more or less, it is strategic, it is tactical, but if you do it consistently and you do it right, this is the results that you're going to get. So if you have any surplus of income that you could live without, advertising money is money you can't miss. You can't miss that money. You can't be like, oh my God, I'm going to do this and I need it to work. If that's why you're going to do it, hold on to your money. Don't hire an ad agency. Build it yourself for right now. Spend $2 a day. And then when your business gets exploded, then invest and start spending more money on those ads. Just spare yourself the heartache right now. I don't do business with people that are coming to me saying like, I need this to work. I'll be like, I'm not going to do business with you because you're putting me in a bad position and you're putting yourself in a bad position, right? Which platforms you mentioned where we can post blog articles regarding our YouTube videos? Medium.com is a good resource. LinkedIn, you can write articles on there. And then if you have your own WordPress website, I recommend you get a website and build a blog out about everything that you know and interconnect everything. All we're doing is just cross-promoting, cross-pollinating, interconnecting. Medium is a good one. And then that other one, if you want to look up the keywords, was askthepublic.com. Let me just make sure I put it in there. Yeah, it's answerthepublic.com, and you can get that in there. So the point is that literally the goal is to make sure, number one, that if you don't have a brand, you start building it now. If you don't know what platform to pick with, doesn't matter which one it is, just pick one now. That's what we're doing here. The other side of the coin is that don't get discouraged by numbers. Look at the reach. Look at how many times you posted today. Look at, okay, cool. So these are the keywords. This is what people are searching for in YouTube. I want to check all that data and information out, and I want to make sure that everything that I'm posting is related to those keywords, and then mix that content over there on Facebook and LinkedIn and all of those platforms. This is not rocket science. It's not complicated. And anybody that tries to make it complicated says they got a secret sauce. you've just gotten the crash course on everything you need to know to become effective at marketing and promoting. All right. So I'll leave the next 3 to 5 minutes open for questions, any last questions you might have right now. And then, with that, I really appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity. Thank you to Diego and Raquel for, Premium Realty to helping, getting this group together to do these 4 trainings that we go through. Maybe we'll continue to do more. We'll find out. But as always, it's my intention to make sure that you have everything that I know to make you better in the marketplace. How many stories do you suggest to do daily? I don't know. I do like 40. I do upwards of 40 a day. And then I count that as a statistic because it multiplies over to Facebook. So I actually do 80 stories a day. Sometimes I think my record was like 225. Like I went ham on that. Now, do I think everybody goes through and watches it all? No. But here's the other thing though. See, you're not going to get everybody from your following to watch your content the first time. So what I do is I'll pull back. I'll go back maybe 2 weeks ago, even 6 months, even a year ago, and I will pull that content and repost it again. So if you invest all this time and energy into using content, don't be afraid to repost that content. It's not a one and done thing. You can use it over and over and over again, and stories disappear after 24 hours anyway. So a percentage of your audience is going to see that, and then you can go from there. Do you recommend starting our advertising by zip codes or counties? Probably by zip codes. I mean, if you're localizing it and you want to get local leads, that's probably the best thing you could do with that. That would be the goal that I would focus on for sure. But really the deal is to make sure, number one, that you want to be relevant, right? So if you're trying to advertise to people across the country, you got to have a product that's relevant to that. If you just want to build a brand to become a celebrity of New York, I would probably market to New York. You could probably go outside of that. But I would really try to localize it at the beginning for sure. Would you say to reach people that are not in your followers list, the best platform is YouTube? Probably the best platform is, yes, YouTube is one. I mean, they all will reach people that aren't in your followers list. If you can get people to share your content, which is why in all my YouTube content, I ask people to share it. I ask people to say, hey, can you comment, subscribe, and share this content for me, please? That would be the best thing to do. Now, with that being said, I would also do the same thing as Facebook. I would do the same thing on Instagram and Twitter. I would ask people to share my posts because they can do that. You can even get creative and incentivize that sharing. Maybe give away something for free or do a kind of like a sweepstakes type of situation. That's the goal. That's what I would do to do that. 3 action steps to use now to reach 10K and get the swipe up feature. So there's 3 ways you can do that. Number 1 is you go back to the promotion angle that I showed you, where you drive people to your profile and get people to follow them. That's number 1. You spend a little bit of money on that. Number 2 are influencer campaign shout out. They're a little bit more, they're expensive and you don't have a lot of control of the audience, but if you want to grow quickly, you can. It may or may not be the audience you're looking for, but it is one way to do that. And then number 3 is just organically posting and using hashtags and being relevant and consistent. Like that's the slowest way to grow to do it. Absolutely. Just to read, I'm sorry, would you post the same content stories? Yes, I would post the same content and stories on Facebook and Instagram. Absolutely. Why not? I mean, they're all different people are on different platforms. I've closed deals from people that like Facebook better, and I've closed people on Instagram. Like I just go where they are, I communicate where they're at, and then that gives me the utility to be able to, I don't have to create thousands of pieces of content in one sitting. I can multi-purpose my content and be everywhere faster and more effectively. That's what I'm focusing on. What's your opinion on giveaways for Instagram? They're both good and bad. It depends on what you're giving away. It's an incentive, right? So it's an incentive to get people to communicate with you. It does work. Do you recommend to mix up your content with business, lifestyle, and family on Instagram? Yes, I do. That's one of the most important things I recommend that you do is to mix those things up. Derek, thank you for the question. You definitely want to have family, business, lifestyle, funny stuff, quirky things, all the things that make you you is what people will connect with you about and want to communicate with you on. Okay.
This question, I wanted to speak it because it's
very
kind
good.
of long.
All right. Well, if there's no other questions, again, thank you so much. I mean, that's about 53 minutes of content right there. I will get this over to Diego and Raquel so you guys can get the recording. Hopefully we'll see each other again soon. if you Pedro, you have a question. Sorry, I didn't hear that. Go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
How you doing, man?
Good, man.
Okay, so on answerthepublic.com is a good way to get, for example, for listings. You could get keywords that you could use in the tags for your videos, correct?
Correct.
Right. So then if I'm looking for listings and short sales, I could look in answerthepublic.com and based on those put tags on my content on the tags on YouTube. So it will show up on there when they're doing a search on YouTube, right?
Correct. Absolutely. Yes. That's exactly right. That's the purpose of that.
All right. Thanks. Man.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Beautiful. Awesome. Well, all right, gang. Thank you so much. I'll get this over to you guys. I really appreciate you giving me the time to help you out. Hopefully you found it valuable. Have a great rest of your Friday, and we'll rock and roll and I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay. Thank you.